Just preparing for a new client. Feels anxious about what people think about her and her kids. It's a really nice morning. That's my morning voice. This is the first time I've spoken this morning. I think it's about 7 o'clock. Oh, I had to change my face wash because my skin's getting sensitive here. So apparently fragrance free is best. I had to watch some videos. And I've started using rose water after washing my face. I keep this in the fridge because my skin was really messing up with the heat. So that's helping. And then I use niacinamide to keep my skin hydrated and reduce pore size because I had quite bad acne, so I've got pore issues. And then I moisturize and use sunscreen, which you really do need to use here. I don't think it's 7 AM yet. Maybe it's 6:30. Maybe closer to 7 now actually. I haven't checked the time again. It's really nice being up before the hustle and bustle. We've been sleeping late in Ramadan. We'd get up for Sahri and then I'd have a lie-in. Farhan would have to get up for a little bit for the builders. I don't know if you can see all the birds. I'm just going to sit down here and drink some water. It's really peaceful. I have a problem with this situation here. So, it gets sand and cement and things stuck in it. So I have to brush the sand back, and then the water drains out. Then we collect the sand at the end. This is what I'm collecting. It's sand. There's not much here now because I'd already cleaned it in the morning. But this is what's blocking the drain. We just need to get it fixed again. This is what we use. I don't know if you guys remember when we bought this. We boil the crap in the sponge in the morning to kill the germs. We have some friends in the kitchen. Friends in the kitchen. I'm just looking at where they're coming from. And I saw them coming out of there, and they're here because there's a bit of watermelon on the wall. That's all it takes. Get really thirsty. So, yep, it's getting quite hot outside already. Let's check the time. It's 5:08. It's just after 9 AM and it's already 26 degrees. So yeah. Done, nice and roasted. I'm gonna blend this later when it cools down and add some yogurt, turn it into a dip, and eat it with roti or maybe even a paratha. Let's see what we feel like. Just preparing for a new client, and I thought I'd share a little bit today. Since I'm in the vlogging mood. She said that she feels anxious about what people think about her and her kids. She becomes angry quite frequently and feels panic when she thinks about somebody being, unhappy with her or making a judgment about her or her children. And because of this fear of what people think, she said that she makes life stressful for herself and for her children. And the reason that she wants sessions is because she wants to be able to ignore what people say and not become angry or self-conscious. And she just wants a nicer environment in the home. So I asked her if she has any physical symptoms in her body, because the work that I do, we also work on physical symptoms. We believe that whatever shows up in the body is actually telling us something about our thinking. So I was looking in my special book, and she has some problems with her legs. And straight away it says, oh, what's going on with the camera? Straight away here it says, you're angry and frustrated because you feel controlled whenever you try to express yourself. You fear moving away from old habits. So she is wanting to change an old habit, but I guess there would be some fear because, it's an old habit. It's something that she's learnt to live with. displease kind of rules. And it says, it gives a little bit more information, something that she didn't tell me, and it says that you've been pushed and held to high expectations since childhood, which makes sense because often when children are afraid of displeasing their parents, then they carry those rules into adulthood, and they don't want to displease anybody. They want everybody to be pleased with them, which is impossible, and then leads to a lot of misery. So this is quite interesting, actually. So I'm just making notes. What I do is I make notes on what the clients told me, then I check my book, and I find the emotional cause, and yeah, so I look at the possible emotional cause, and then, you know, not everybody can relate to what it says in the book, but often, eventually, when we start digging deeper, it normally is pretty accurate, really. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So some of the things that I will ask her about are the other things that are in here, just to see if she felt like this as a child, if she feels like this now. So yeah, it will be interesting. She also said she had varicose veins, so that should be in the book as well. That's interesting. Again, it says here that you want to move away from some patterns that you don't know how to. Okay, interesting. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my prep and see how it goes. I guess maybe I could do an update after I've had the session and fill you guys in. So the client also mentioned that when she becomes angry and upset, and she becomes really angry, and she said that later she realizes that actually it wasn't that much of a big deal. This is what triggers are like, and this is when we're triggered from something that happened in childhood, and we don't really realize why we're getting so angry and upset.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Farhan knows about that, don't you, Farhan?
You never realise until you work on it, and then eventually it doesn't trigger you as much, and when it does trigger you, you actually notice that it's triggering you.
Yeah, and you know where it's coming from. So
it's a bit like when you get aches and pains in your body, you just overlook it, and then when you start joining the dots, you realise that actually the left knee means this, and the right toe means this, and similarly cravings for certain type of foods and drinks also means something.
Yeah, thanks for that. Farhan knows. Farhan's been convinced by this method of therapy, of healing.